What's going on, everybody? Eric Oriana here. Bienvenidos to the Pacific Revision. Now, again, weird start, different. Miguel not here because literally the episode you're about to see, we complain a lot about not having a lot to talk about. We finally touch on World Juniors. I actually opened Pokemon cards. We kind of complain about the Knights and the Kings a little bit, as is tradition between the two of us. But guess what? Here I am in my office, ready to upload the episode, and guess what? Something interesting actually happens. We got Nazem Kadri finally signing, and no, not with the Islanders. They missed out on another person. He's going to the Calgary Flames. Not all the details are out yet on this, but rumor has it 7x7. A little less than I thought he was going to take in the open market, but I think giving everyone's cap situation, he did his best to see who would come up and be able to clear some cap space to fit him in. Now, I do believe Calgary would have had the space just to take on a 7x7. But as we've said before, and when talking about Calgary, we got two deals that are very bad. Sean Monahan, Milan Lucic, both actually up at the end of this year. That's around 11, 12-ish million dollars to move. Well, they cleared space anyway. Sean Monahan is now a Montreal Canadien. Now again, same thing. Not many details. Probably picks. You'd have to assume maybe one or two. Like for me, I'm not sure about the value of the pick and the value of the round. I am still actively searching to see if anything has it. But at the end of the day, he was making 6.25 for one more year. It's not bad if you're a Montreal taking in a body. Again, you're not planning on being good. So getting assets to get a free player, great. We've seen Arizona do it again. That's why they have 1 million picks even going into next year. Montreal looking to be the same, creating a new core with Suzuki, Caulfield, Kirby Dach now, who they got at the draft. So there's going to be a lot of young players, and they're not going to be good. But they have a lot of upside, and if they can continue to build that farm system, who knows? I don't see the details, but yeah, Calgary getting back. I mean, you can argue they're better. They lost Kachuk. They lost Gaudreau. But they get back Huberdeau, Uyghur, also a pick, a first-round pick, and a prospect. And now they sign Nazem Kadri and in exchange flip Monahan to the Habs. You'd have to think they're better. I think age is a little bit concerning, but like you still got a couple good years out of Huberdeau. You're gonna get a couple good years out of Kadri. The last 3 years of any deal for free agency is always hit or miss. But I mean, you take it. You're better now. The Battle of Alberta now, great. It's back, baby. Well, we thought the Calgary Flames should probably hit the reset button a little bit. Now they're back. Basically, they replaced Kachuk and Gaudreau with Kadri and Huberdeau, and got Uyghur, who is low-key, I think, one of the most underrated good defensive guard in the league. So again, the Pacific got a little tighter. You'll hear a little bit. We'll eventually get into it once the season's a little bit closer. Probably like a month away. We'll talk about our predictions going into next year. But for right now, Oilers, Kings, Flames, Knights, Canucks. I honestly think this Pacific Division is going to be a little better. The Canucks have competent front office now. The Knights are a wild card with their starting goalie Robin Lehner not being there, but new coach. Can the Kings take another step forward? Can the Edmonton Oilers continue their momentum from last year? And now with this revamped Flames group, what's that going to look for them? So I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Again, theme of the episode was me and Miguel that you're about to hear. Not a lot going on. But again, that's not about. Sometimes the hockey part is just used to bring us together. And this is exactly one of those cases. But as you heard here, breaking news, Sean Monahan to Montreal, and more importantly, Nazem Kadri is a Calgary Flame.
What's up, guys? It is time of the week for your favorite hockey podcast. That is correct. This is the Steve Dangle podcast. No, I'm kidding. It is a Pacific revision. What is up, everybody? I am one of your hosts, Miguel. Alongside me, my co-host, Eric. Say hello, Eric.
So Austin Matthews and William Nylander are going to lead the... No, I have no idea. I have nothing about the Leafs. Have zero about the Leafs. Don't care about them at all. I think, honestly, Miguel, I think it's one of the most like fascinating things when about us being like not in, Canada, is that I hear people complain about how much coverage the Leafs get than actually ever getting to see any of the coverage.
Yeah, we get no coverage of the Leafs.
No one cares. No one cares. I'm sorry, Toronto. You're not the center of the hockey universe. I barely know you exist.
That's true.
The only time I acknowledge your existence is around round one for about maximum 7 games. And that's it. It's got to be hard being a Leafs fan. You think so?
I think so.
You have all this money, all these resources, all of Canada hates you.
All these good players, but you get criticized to the
nonstop.
ground.
And then you also suck.
You
also suck when it matters.
You've had no playoff success. It must be terrible.
I don't know. But like, I don't know, man. If this video gets like likes because like we hate the Leafs, we might have to just change our content strategy, Miguel.
I mean, you know me. I'll shit talk any team in the league.
Mostly Montreal and the Sharks.
I backed up on the Montreal Canadiens.
Have you?
I have.
I don't
When's
think
the
you
last
have.
time I've talked shit?
I'm pretty sure you did it last week.
No, I said last week they were correct in getting rid of Max Pacioretty.
It's true.
I
Well,
complimented them.
Joke's on you for getting him, and then I guess it doesn't matter in the long run. I realized we didn't bring it up last week because again we had to re-record the goddamn
Yeah.
Oh my God, World Juniors. Let me tell you that. We'll go into this. I don't care.
I don't either. I don't either.
I tried watching one of the games. Let me tell you something. The games in Edmonton and in Canada doesn't care.
The only ones I don't watch much World Juniors, but the only times I'll pay attention is once they get to like the quarterfinals, semifinals.
Maybe even then, maybe. But
and even then, exactly. Like one of you guys got to tell me, and it's got to be at the right moment. I got to be off. Because other than that, they're just fucking blowouts. No one gives a shit. These are meaningless.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just the timing of the year because it's August and people do need a break from hockey.
Some kid we never heard of dominates World Juniors, and he goes on to have a bust of a career in the NHL.
Maybe. Who are you targeting? Someone specifically?
No, actually, I really wasn't. But I feel like all the time we hear like, "Oh, this guy tore it up in World Juniors," and then we don't ever hear from him ever again.
I'm trying to think who recently did really good. Oh, speaking of the Leafs, I think they had the best defenseman last World Juniors. Not the canceled ones, but the one before that. He hasn't been in the NHL yet, so who knows about that? Who'd have been player of the tournament last like 2 years? It would have been American.
I got a list right here.
Cole Caulfield?
Of the IHL World Junior Championships award winners.
Okay, let's do it.
And they split it up between goalie, defenseman, and forward.
Uh-huh.
Last year, the best defenseman, or the best goalie, sorry, Devon Levi.
Okay, he was traded from Florida to Buffalo in the Sam Reinhart trade. So we're
only going to go back 5 years, I think, because that past that is kind of whatever.
Do three.
Okay. The best defenseman last year, Topi Niemela.
Yeah, of the Leafs. Hasn't been in the NHL yet. Couldn't tell you if he's doing good in whatever league he is in.
And the best forward was Tim Stützle. So we'll give him that one.
That one checks out.
2020 goalie, Joel Hofer.
Never heard of him. Who?
Joel Hofer. Who? He was drafted by the St. Louis Blues.
Couldn't tell him. Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah,
never heard of him.
Played. He hasn't played in the NHL yet.
Okay.
Best defenseman that year, Rasmus Sandin.
Who's currently in contract limbo because he's a RFA right now with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Toronto. Yep.
I've heard a lot of like weird things about him. Like because again, we have a friend of the show, DJ Gillard, who just brings up random Leafs players like we're supposed to care, Miguel.
Yeah.
Like I know we're talking about World Juniors players, but he like brings up what was it, dude? Pierre Engvall.
Yeah,
Like like he's fucking gonna be something, and he's like some third line player. Even you said it in the chat. Why are we talking about potentially a fourth or third line player right now? About who's gonna be better?
Yeah. The best forward that year. I think the only thing consistent for the most part is the forwards. For the most part.
Okay.
Alexis Lafreniere.
Who you think he's been kind of a letdown in the NHL?
Oh, he has been 100%. He's been decent, but when you're the first overall pick, you're supposed to be better than decent. But every year he's ramped it up a bit more.
Yeah.
So theoretically, this is gonna be his fucking come out year.
Yeah. And
2019.
Let me do one more thing about Alexis Lafreniere. Like
Okay.
you have seen glimpses of him, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he like, all right, now is a year that he establishes himself, which is kind of a good and bad thing if you're New York, because he's gonna need a new contract. So if he does turn it up, be prepared to pay him. But if he goes on the path he's going, he'll be okay.
I will say this for any card collectors or potential card collectors. Right now, is the moment to buy. His cards are selling at an all-time low right now. And I do believe he's taking a step forward every year. So yeah. I think he will become the player people think he is, but he
also,
isn't there yet.
Yeah, let's not forget he's also probably 2021? Like a lot of career left.
2019, best goalie. Pyotr Kochetkov.
Probably in the KHL, probably won't be in the NHL for like another 5 years.
Was drafted 36.
He's with Carolina. He played in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won the Calder Cup this year too.
With the Chicago Wolves.
Yeah.
Wow. What a trippy thing that just clicked in my head right now. He looks to be okay. I mean,
and this is where this list completely falls off of nobody.
Let's do it.
You'll know him, but they're garbage players. Alexander Romanov, best defenseman.
Traded most recently in the Kirby Dach trade to Montreal, who then ended up getting traded to the Islanders.
Yep.
For a 13th overall pick that went to Chicago. I mean, like jury's still out. Like he's very big and physical, but I don't think Montreal fans are like, oh no, we gave up Alexander Romanov.
Exactly.
But he might be the type of guy who because of again we don't know.
Though, Montreal fans, everyone they think it's the greatest thing to ever come to Montreal.
See how quickly
and everyone they get rid of is the absolute worst player ever. So
look how quickly it took you to turn against Montreal. Like that.
The best forward of also 2019. Ryan Poehling.
Another Montreal Hab who kind of been underwhelming. You might have heard of Ryan Poehling, most recently involved in the Jeff Petrie trade of Pittsburgh. Him and him went to the Pens in exchange for Mike Matheson and a pick, I think.
Correct. 4th round pick.
He scored a hat trick in his first game, like at the end of one of the end of the regular season ones. Hasn't really done much since. Like he's okay. I think that's as much as you can talk about Ryan Poehling. I kind of want to keep going. Go back 2 more years. Let's do 5.
Yeah,
You're right.
I told you 5.
You're right, 5.
Because beyond that, it starts to be kind of oh, whatever. Like
here I am pretending like we have a bunch of news to talk over about. So you're right.
2018 best goalie, Philip Gustafsson.
He's kind of turned it on. He's been okay for, I want to say. Well, he played in Ottawa. He kind of was a decent backup, involved in the Cam Talbot trade, so he might have some upside and play well as Fleury's backup in Minnesota now.
Best defenseman, Rasmus Dahlin.
All right, that one checks out. Number 1 overall pick. Kind of underwhelming with Buffalo, but I don't know how much you can fault a young. You know what I mean? I'm about to say I don't know how much you can fault him for being underwhelming on a bad team.
I feel like another player, young defenseman on that team, has looked better than him, though.
Who's that?
Dylan Cousins.
He's not a defenseman. Dylan Cousins is a center.
Right.
He's a center.
Right, yeah. That's why he's looked better.
yeah.
That's why he's looked better.
Oh man, but yeah,
I have a lot of Cousins cards, so I need that guy to.
You need the stock to go up, everyone.
Yeah.
Man, but yeah, I mean,
you just upgraded him from a defensive to a center, so
it's gonna be easier to not be bad at defense, I guess.
Yeah. The best forward of that year of 2018. Casey Middlestat.
Another disappointing Buffalo Sabre. Why? Wow. So, I mean, again, I don't know how much I can fault Casey Middlestat for being disappointing on a terrible Buffalo organization, but I think he's turned it around like a little bit. He's never going to reach his full potential, I think, coming out of the tournament, but like he's okay now. He's serviceable.
Now, 2017.
The birthday year of the Vegas Golden Knights.
I could say I have no clue who this best goalie is.
All right.
Felix Sandstrom.
Never heard of him.
Flyers. He's with the Flyers.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
Yeah, he's been in the AHL the whole time, though.
With the Miguel, pop quiz. AHL affiliate of the Philadelphia Flyers.
I just looked at it and I already forgot.
They're the Phantoms.
Yep. The Lehigh
Valley Phantoms, yeah.
Best defenseman 2017. Thomas Chabot.
All right, good call. That's so far best defenseman that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Thomas Chabot, even on a terrible Ottawa team, they might be better this year. They probably should be better this year. He's always been a good defenseman, so good job, Ottawa.
Yeah, he has definitely been the best defenseman of the ones we've called.
Absolutely.
The only one better than him is the one from the year before, but
Darlene?
No, year before.
Who was the year before?
Zach Rowensky.
Okay, yeah.
But and then to cap it off, you don't think Rowensky's been better than Chabot?
I don't know. I think I'd rather have Thomas Chabot.
Either way. And this is probably the best forward that we would say.
Yeah.
2017, best forward, Russia. Who do you think it is?
Russia? Kirill Kaprizov.
Yep. Kirill Kaprizov, yeah.
By the way, look up when Kirill Kaprizov was taken.
When and where?
Yeah, in the draft.
2015.
Mm-hmm.
135th.
I know it took him a long time to get to the NHL.
That would make him a 6th round pick.
That is correct. Took him a long time to finally get to the NHL, but the wait is worth it for the Wild.
Oh, 100%.
And honestly, at that point, like you take a shot at anyone, like you're not expecting this 6th round pick ever to make it to the NHL. And if they do, good. And the Wild got a superstar.
Who was what round was Raccoon Jesus?
Anze Kopitar?
Yeah.
First round. Yeah.
Ooh, isn't someone on the Kings like super late ended up being really good?
Matt Roy? 7th round pick?
No. I'm thinking of someone else then.
I mean, technically, like Luke Robitaille was picked like in the 6th round, I think.
Mark Stone was late, right?
Mm-hmm. Mark Stone was a 4th round.
I think that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, it's always about you, eh?
All right, Mr. Canadian over here, eh?
This is what happens when you keep talking to these Canadians, guys. It leaks over.
Yeah, Mark Stone was picked in the 6th round, 178th overall.
Mm-hmm. God, even later than I thought. But yeah, like honestly, here's what we know.
Yes.
Is that World Junior success kind of a good barometer if you're gonna be a good player? Not if you go to a shitty team, though.
Real quick, the 2nd ever best forward of the World Juniors.
Ever?
1978.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Gretzky? Is that Gretzky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gretzky.
There you go.
Missed it by 1 year. Gretzky did.
I'm trying to like remember of like any Kings that are in this World Junior tournament, but honestly, I've checked out.
Vegas has a few players that have scored goals, but I couldn't tell you names.
It's just hard to care about it. It's so hard to care about it. And it's funny because like I think I had the option of watching the first Team USA game or rewatch an old Kings game from this past season.
Yeah.
Guess what I chose to do?
Rewatch Kings.
I rewatched an old Kings game. It was great.
You sent me a photo.
I did send you a photo, and it was I haven't seen it. It was a Seattle game that I went to. And
that's probably what I need to start doing. I need to start rewatching some games.
There's a couple that are on my radar. Like I just want to watch it again. And I was at the Seattle game, the second to last game of the season. And I honestly, I thought the Kings won that game pretty handily.
Games at?
ESPN. If you go to ESPN Plus and they have it, I mean, you have my account. Don't tell him.
I have ESPN Plus.
Don't tell big corporate here. But they have all the games that go on there.
I'm sure Mr. Mickey Mouse is not listening to us right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
World Juniors does come to an end this Saturday.
Already?
Already, yeah.
Well, are we already going to make excuses that if the USA loses this tournament, it wasn't real?
I mean, we don't care about this tournament unless USA wins.
Unless USA wins, exactly.
Then next week, if USA wins next week, episode dedicated to the USA World Juniors victory. We're gonna run down every single player on that roster and their entire career.
The people at home can't see this. There's a closet right here. I already have my outfit picked up. It's right over here. We're ready to party if USA wins this, and if they don't, this tournament never happened. Who cares? No one cared.
I remember, yeah.
What else we got? We got anything going on?
Speaking of early, not crazy early, but I remember what I think we talked about it here before. But oh yeah, you know what? Forget it. We talked about this before, so I'm not gonna talk about it.
We can talk about it again.
That happened is Winnipeg Jets are retiring 2 jerseys.
Timo Solani and I don't remember the other guy.
Teppo Numinen.
Teppo Nieminen.
Numinen.
Technically, again,
I know
Miguel,
Timo Solani, but I don't really know Tipo.
It's technically those guys belong to the Coyotes organization. So what's going on here?
Because because they play for that Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, the Winnipeg Jets that moved to Arizona, not the Winnipeg Jets that came from Atlanta. So what's going on here?
Right?
What's going on? It doesn't make sense. The record should have just stayed in Winnipeg.
It's real quick.
Yes.
In hockey cards, there's people that do breaks.
Yes.
Which you buy into a break and you randomly, or you can do a pick your team and you get a team. So you like, okay, I get the Winnipeg Jets.
Yes.
So you get every single card I open up from that's Winnipeg Jets. This guy pulled a retro. I forgot who, but they played for the.
We'll say like Dale Howardchuk or Timo Solani.
Yeah, they pulled one of those, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know
who it goes to,
who this goes to," and I wouldn't either. I'm like,
that's a good point.
Would it go to Arizona or would it go to the now Winnipeg Jets? Like I would say it has to go to Arizona, right?
Because that's who the franchise is. That's the lineage.
It's in that history books, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, because technically up until, I want to say, either Wheeler or Scheifele, I always confuse those two together, past got the points record for that Jets team, it was Ilya Kovalchuk, who never played a game in Winnipeg. He played all his games in Atlanta, so I don't know. Look, if it was me, it doesn't make sense, but it goes to the Arizona guy.
I agree. I forgot who they went to. I forgot. I think the two guys, the one that had the Arizona one, I think one of them willingly gave it up. Like, it wasn't a valuable card, you know what I mean? By any means.
But Miguel, I do have a present for you.
Yes.
Because I know you like things, and I know I like things.
I do like things.
Today I went to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have Pokemon cards.
Oh, they do have Pokemon cards.
So, we're going to steal people's bit, because again, like we did the middle of last show, where we asked a weird MCU question, I'm going to open a card now.
Go for it.
Miguel, have you opened up anything that isn't hockey related on Collector's Lobby?
On my channel? Yeah.
YouTube,
the early videos,
by the way, youtube.com/Collector's Lobby.
The early videos are all Pokemon cards, and then a little bit of Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then I went then I started doing hockey, and once I preferred hockey, but...
By the way, Miguel, and sorry again, audio listeners, this pack, paper.
It's paper. Yeah, paper. I know.
It's weird. I don't like it.
I haven't opened it, but I knew those were paper packs.
As a collector, Miguel, is that less? Does that lessen the collectability here?
Not really, but I'm with you. I don't like it.
All right, Miguel, this is for you. We got a Dynamo, a Lapras, a cutie fly, and a gossifleur. There you go, Miguel. I opened up a pack just for you, just to make you feel at home.
Yay!
We're going to steal our new thing during the offseason. We're stealing people's gimmicks.
Okay.
So I have buddies who do a Pokemon podcast, Jeff and Dustin. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can use this on your podcast for Pokemon if you want.
They do a Pokemon podcast?
Yeah, it's called Podkit Monsters. Get it? Podkit Monsters.
Get it.
It's a good name. Solid name. Love it. Love it. Jeff and Dustin, good job. Good. Go give him a listen and a follow.
Is it like all things Pokemon, like the show, the cards?
I believe
the
so.
games,
They've done movies. They've done cards. They cover everything that involves any sort of battling creature.
That's interesting. Okay, cool. Give them a check.
By the way, Miguel, no answer for my Hulk question. The world stunned. The world stunned.
I did some research.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't finish my research.
By the way, hold on. Before your research, I put it up on my TikTok, my own personal TikTok, at Erick Oriana. Go follow that. Sometimes I post random shit. Someone gave me a good additional food for thought. What does that make Groot? Because Groot is definitely like a Pokemon. Because he only says Groot and like two other words. One time he said we.
Yeah. But to answer your whole question, apparently in the first issue, whenever Hulk premiered.
Is this like comic?
Yes.
Okay.
He came out, he hulked up, he ran Rampage. He didn't say Hulk.
Okay.
I think he just said Smash. And then in the news report in that same comic, the news reporter called him a Hulk.
Oh, like a Hulking man. Okay.
And that's apparently where the name Hulk came from a news that Bruce Banner watched the news later.
How did no one give me this information here? Come on.
I didn't fact check it. It was on a Reddit thread.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was upvoted, so I feel like it may be accurate.
There you go. Mystery solved. Mystery solved.
Yeah, there you go. So it's not a Pokemon.
By the way, on another question that I brought up, that we actually got legit answers for and sources for this thing. Do players have a work email? And Miguel, you're right, kind of. The answer is kind of. I reached out to people on Twitter and I got answers from Jim Fox, LA Kings players legend.
Yep.
Who let me know that apparently they have an app that communicates to all team related info. So mostly itineraries and schedules and things like that. But most players, he believes, have an NHL Players Association email address, but don't think they would have a regular team email address.
Yeah, and like I said, it'd be dumb for them to have team email. And some of these players would have a new email every year.
And that was also supported by Carlin Bass, who is the sideline reporter for the LA Kings, saying, yes, the app is basically everything that it does and maybe a Players Association email. But look at that.
Yeah, I'm assuming the Players Associates from time to time will have to reach out to players, especially when the whole failed drug test and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just thought of something. Could you imagine? I know they have hearings for this, but could you imagine them just getting a little app notification about getting suspended?
You've been suspended.
6 games.
Click link to find out how many games.
Click link to confirm.
Like they fucking clickbait you the fuck out of you.
Oh, that would be amazing. But yeah, thank you, Jim Fox and Carlin Bass, to giving us answers to my questions.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Who would have guessed we can get people actually answer our dumb questions? It feels good.
It does.
What else do we have? Do we have anything else?
I think that might be it for this week.
Oh,
we are fastly approaching
training camp.
By
the way, a month from now, the San Jose Sharks are hosting the rookie tournament, basically rookie camp tournament for some of the Pacific teams.
Which is usually a week before training camp?
Yes. So it's the Kings, the Sharks, the Golden Knights, and the Avalanche are going to play in this little rookie tournament. And I will be there in a month from now.
Nice.
I'm going to the Sting. So if there's anybody you want me to keep an eye on, Miguel, let me know. And I think they're playing in the new AHL dedicated arena for the Barracuda.
In 2017,
Yeah.
18, whatever year. They did it in Vegas.
Did you go?
I did go two of the days, and I remember the player that caught my eye for the Golden Knights.
Nick Suzuki.
No, actually, no. He was kind of a ghost, and he was a ghost. Cody Glass was a ghost. Two players, Nick Hague.
Okay.
And one Keegan Colasar. I thought
Wow.
he impressed me the most because my eyes were on
The first round draft picks.
Suzuki, on Glass, on Brandstrom. Brandstrom was also stood out there, but yeah, Keegan Colasar, I was like, wow, like who is this guy?
Let me call bullshit on that, because how are you just naming the two players that you've all of a sudden miraculously kept?
Nope.
Those are the two guys who impressed you the most? Those are the two guys that impressed you the most?
It's a fact, yeah, because they stood out.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. It's too convenient.
It's true.
It's too convenient.
Swear to God. Hand on my heart.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
It's the truth.
I don't believe you.
It's the truth.
You know what they say? Never believe people from Vegas.
I told you, Eric Brandstrom also impressed me, but he's no longer with us.
Well,
no longer with the Golden Knights organization.
Yeah, still alive. Oh, man. I don't know. It started to become that weird part of the year where like I have no idea what to do with myself.
I know. So these will probably be shorter. I feel like we're good. This is a good place to end it, right?
Every time we say that, it's 20. Like we go half an hour. Let's do 4 more minutes. We can figure out stuff to talk about.
4 more minutes.
Yeah, because I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay, go ahead. Pick it.
How do you think the Golden Knights are going to be better than the Kings?
Because they just.
I want to hash this out. How do you think?
We can talk about this next week.
No.
I
Look,
want to talk about it.
No, this is the year. This is when I want to talk about it.
I just think the Kings are a team full of players that overachieved, and the best they could do is a first round exit on a team of players that overachieve. I will give you this: next season you will have Drew Doughty back, which already makes your team a lot better than they were against Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah,
but like I've said it before. This is not a secret. Like your second line overperformed to a million degree. I don't think those players will even come close to having the year they had this upcoming year. You had a lot of youth, a lot of young players that
who are only going to get better. Who are only going to get better. Who are only going to get better.
Not always. I don't believe it. It's just Eric. It's just a good feeling.
But you're telling me
you're a team that overachieved, and your best success was the first round exit.
But you're telling me that Vegas is going to be better than the LA Kings, who lost basically nobody of importance in free agency. Our rookies are only going to get better from the year before that. We've added Kevin Fiala, who was over a point a game player, and you've lost your starting goalie and your number one scorer on the team. And you're telling me your team, without a shadow of a doubt, will be better than mine.
Yes.
None of that adds up.
My only doubt.
None of that adds up.
My only douut. It's not even in the.
You're just the Sharks. You're the Sharks from 2 years ago.
My only doubt, it really is. Can Logan do it for a full season? That's the only. You don't know that. No, I don't know that. No one knows that. I'm just saying. That's the only question. Like really, like that'll be the difference. Really, if Logan, I'm not worried about the forwards. I'm not worried about.
You should be. They can't score, and they got worse.
And they're going to step up. We're going to score. That's the only question mark. But yeah, that is it. You can find me at Miguel Kicks all over the internet. You can tell me I'm right. Collectors Lavi on YouTube. Collectors Lavi on TikTok. I have Miguel Kicks on Whatnot, an online auction-based website app. Check me out. Eric, where can the people find you?
By the way, I dropped in at the end of like a Whatnot thing for you. I got in too early to buy anything because I'm poor. I will next time, though, Miguel. I promise. Next time you started early.
Thank you.
But I got there at the end. A lot of drama.
Yeah,
a lot of drama. So if you like drama and trading cards,
that's part of the reason why I had to cut it off because I'm like, like it's getting too dramatic.
If these people saw each other,
one guy was just being a crybaby, but
one guy was being kind of a dick.
He was being a dick, but he's not in the wrong,
it's
though.
True.
That's the problem.
No, it's true. But it was a situation.
Is an online auction website that anyone there can bid on. You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying, like, at the end there, like, if these people were in front of each other, I feel like hands would have been thrown.
Oh, 100%. I don't know. The one that was being a crybaby, like
Might have been a child.
I think he was a child. So.
Oh man.
And I the dude that was kind of a dick. Like I've played in his whatnots.
Yeah.
He was a super nice dude. And like he said, it's the game. It's an auction.
But like in
Just
wrestling,
because one guy wants it more doesn't mean he's gonna get it at a better deal. You know what I mean?
But just like in wrestling, he turned heel for the audience he had. It's good crowd. Good crowd work. It's good
I
crowd
was on
work.
his side, but as the host, I couldn't be like, oh yeah, I totally agree with this guy. You know
That's
what
true.
I mean? I had to play neutral.
Wow. But yeah, join Miguel and whatnot for card. What do you do? Card breaks, auctions,
Card breaks, auctions,
all the good stuff. Miguel sold a canvas, Young Guns, Jack Hughes.
Yes.
So some good stuff there. Some good
I got
stuff.
a bunch more good stuff, but we'll see
There you
what exactly I sell.
I don't do anything. So you can follow me at _Erick Oriana. That's _ERICKORELLANA. Follow at Pacific Revision on Twitter. We're trying to use it more. We'll get there. There's just not a lot to talk about right now. And what else?
Soon.
Oh, rate the podcast, please, if you can. Tell your friends. Give it a 5-star. Anything less, Miguel leaves.
I'm out of here.
Yep, gone forever. And I know we did this last episode, but we lost it the first time we did it. Miguel, season 1 finale, and we're gonna end it with a Miguel quiz.
Next week, yes.
Yep, next week, Miguel quiz. I hope
Miguel quiz kind of goes with Miguel kicks.
Yeah, if you ever have a quiz based channel, that could be your thingy. But we're gonna quiz you about the 21-22 season.
Okay.
A little sneak peek, Miguel.
Yes.
Is a who he played for round. Well, I'll name you one random depth player in the NHL. You told me who he played for.
Okay.
So I
have a feeling I'm gonna completely bomb this, but I'm
Miguel,
all for it.
Nick Blankenberg, who he played for.
Nick Blankenberg, that's his name?
That's a real person.
Fuck.
By the way, this is the caliber level of player I'm giving you. Nick Blankenberg.
I'm gonna guess the Winnipeg Jets.
Wrong, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh,
defenseman.
I'm right color, team colors.
So look forward to that. Again, thank you for all the support. Season 1. I know we're gonna pretend like we're gonna take a break. It probably won't. But yeah, thank you for all the support. Miguel, send us home.
For those listening and watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate your support, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.
Oh, I almost forgot. Jack Johnson's a Chicago Blackhawk.